Hello, everybody. Welcome to Weekly Trash, the safe place to cleanse your mind, body, and soul of all that trash you consume this week so you can consume some more tomorrow. I'm your host, Joe Van Dyke, and welcome to today's solo podcast. I don't know what this accent is. It started off really interesting. Let me re-get into character. Sup, guys? I'm Joe Van Dyke. Why do I have like a southern twang when I'm trying to talk like this? Okay, getting back into character. I'm Joe Van Dyke. I'm the newest member of Dad Talk, and I'm about to take out trash with y'all. So let's get into it. Lots has happened. I've recently joined Dad Talk. Jordan really hooked it up. I was nervous. They wouldn't accept me, but they did. And it's been really cool to get to know the other bros and just really be able to support each other. What is this accent? Sorry. It's been really cool to be able to support each other through all this growth. I mean, our social medias are popping off. I'm not married. I am a baby daddy, though. My girl, she's not on socials, so she's confused as to why I'm trying to be part of Dad Talk, but I got to pay the bills. And I was seeing all these guys really just make a shit ton of money, making videos. And I was like, yo, I'm not married, but I'm a dad. So sign me up for Dad Talk, and I'm honored to be part of the crew. I'm heading to LA next week. Going to be rooting on my girls at Dancing with the Stars. Stars? Dancing with the Stars, I think my future's bright. I think I could be the next Harry Jowsey. I don't know, but I do know that I'm honored to be sitting here today, two feet on the ground. Starting from the bottom, now we're here. Barstools, hit me up. This podcast it's about to get bigger. And it's going to be the biggest podcast ever. So, yeah, Dave Portnoy, one bite. Everyone knows the rules. Come at me. I'm ready. I'll sign the deal right now. Select Management has also reached out. I'm about to put that in my bio. I don't know. I feel like I got a couple sponsorships coming in, and I think it's going to be good. I'm going to be able to pay child support. I'm going to be able to get my bag with my bros, make some videos, meet some hoes. It's going to be good. I might start rapping. I don't know. But, yeah, let's take out trash, yo. Let's take it out. Let's take it out. Oh, I'm going to be honest. I was having a bad day. I was in a bad mood. And then I put on this costume. My alter ego, Joseph Van Dyke. He's got swag. He doesn't give a fuck. He doesn't wear his emotions on his sleeve because he doesn't have any. He's hard as rocks. He's a badass. He's dope. And I'm really channeling my inner Joseph because, it wasn't a great morning. I wasn't feeling it. And now I'm feeling it. Now I'm in the zone. Now we're ready to go. And I have lots to discuss. Sorry to interrupt, but today's episode is brought to you by Minky Couture. You will never want to buy another blanket ever again. I would know because I've had lots of blankets, and ever since I got that one viral blanket that you see online, the Minky Couture blanket, I am confidently telling you that it is the best blanket ever. Everyone needs to have something as cozy as Minky in their home. There's nothing quite like coming home after a long day and cuddling up with your Minky Couture blanket. They are soft and luxurious, and it feels like a cuddling cloud. Okay, just cuddle it up. There's so many different types of blankets out there, but seriously, nothing compares to Minky Couture. They have the largest selection of colors, sizes, and patterns on the market. They are the creator of the original Hugs blanket, a double-sided, stretchy, and plush style that literally hugs you back. I've never had a blanket that even comes close to my Minky hugs. Minky Couture is a female-owned business started by a mother who wanted to provide luxurious comfort to her daughter through a tough time. Since 2009, Minky Couture has been able to bring comfort and luxury to homes all over the world. Passionate about giving back to the community, they donate over 30,000 mini Minkies to NICUs across the country every year. And lucky for you guys, I have partnered with Minky Couture to bring this comfort and luxury into your home by offering listeners an exclusive 50% off discount. That's right, 50% off. Use your code WEEKLYTRASH at checkout for 50% off your next purchase on all full-priced items. You can use it in-store or online at softminkyblankets.com. Again, use code WEEKLYTRASH for 50% off your next purchase and treat yourself to the best blanket ever. Follow them on Instagram for additional deals and updates at Minky Couture. Thanks, Minky, for sponsoring today's episode. Today's episode is also brought to you by Shed, the easiest way to start your weight health journey. With Shed, it only takes 3 minutes to get started. You'll fill out a quick online form with your goals and health history, and their medical team will create a personalized treatment plan just for you. Everything happens online. No doctor's offices, no pharmacy lines. Your FDA-approved medication ships straight to your door. And the best part, you're not doing it alone. Shed pairs you with a dedicated member success team to help you track progress and stay motivated along the way. Clinically studied treatments, no insurance required, and zero hassle. Get $100 off your first month by using the link in the show notes. Shed is making health simple, effective, and actually doable. Thank you, Shed, for sponsoring today's episode. And I cannot wait to watch this back because look at me. Okay, if you're not watching on YouTube, big mistake. Huge. Because I feel like this is the pinnacle of Weekly Trash. This is where I peak. I don't know where we go from here. I feel like I should have been doing this the whole time. This is my first time doing a Halloween episode. Where the have I been? Okay. Every solid, popular podcast, okay, much popular than me, does a Halloween episode. And maybe that's why I haven't popped off yet, because I haven't done a Halloween episode. So here I am. And this is going to be a new tradition. I feel like people were surprised with the route I went for Halloween, because I've been dressing like a hooker for the past couple of weeks because the new bod. But I was like, I'm going to make this funny. Okay. So let's just dive right into personal trash. We'll start with the Halloween party. We'll work our way back, and then we'll loopity-loop back around to pop culture, TikTok trash, and Trasher's trash. But let's start with Halloween because the fit. Yeah. I went to a Halloween party, and you know what? I've been to other Halloween parties, but this is the first Halloween party where I took the costume seriously. I was like, what can I do to stand out? What can I do to get attention? And like I said, everyone thought I was going to dress like a hooker, like a whore. But do you think I can compete as a hooker and a whore with all these hot Mormon wives? No, that wasn't going to pop off. That wasn't going to get attention. And like we know, I wanted all the attention. I wanted to win best dress. Even though there wasn't a best dress, I know I would have won. Okay. Me, or I kind of want to cross my legs, but that's not very manly of me. Me or who else could have won? Honestly, Jessi looked hot. Jessi was my girl. Who else had a really good costume? Honestly, everyone looked good, but like I looked the best. Okay. But I got invited and I was like, what am I going to wear? It was really last minute. I didn't know if I was going to go, but I was like, no, I'm going to go, and I'm going to go balls to the wall, literally. And first I was like, oh, I could be a pineapple. Like, that's funny. Miranda was going to be a pineapple. So I was like, I can't be a pineapple. And I debated. I was like, okay, I could be a slutty vampire because that's what Riley was being. And I was like, okay, I even ordered a couple of things off Amazon. I was like, okay, I'll get the slutty dress, the lace gloves, the vampire teeth. We'll go the slutty route. And then it just hit me. And I was like, hold up. Why don't I be the newest member of Dad Talk? Because that's fucking funny. That's going to get attention. I'm going to win best dress. So I text Jordan. I'm like, hey, do you still have Dad Talk merch? Because I need it ASAP. This was the day before. This was very last minute. And he was like, yeah, I'll hook it up. Like, what do you need? I was like, I need a hat, I need sweatpants. Okay. I need a sweatshirt, which this is all still available online. Shop Dadtok.com. I actually don't know. I actually don't know if that's the correct website, but anyways, I'm sure it's on Jordan's URL link in bio. But he's like, yeah, I got you. I was like, I'm legit going to come looking like a man. I want nobody to recognize me. I want to come in looking like Joe. And he's like, wait, this is going to be so funny. I'm going to tell Jessi that I invited a guy named Joe. And I was like, sweet. So the night before, we're trying to figure out how I'm going to get the costume because it's at his house and I don't want to go pick it up and then Jessi see me and be like, what are you doing here? And I'm like, oh, I'm getting my costume. So Peyton, who is Jessi's makeup artist, who also helped me turn into a man, I was like, okay, Jordan's going to sneak the Dad Talk merch to you. Then you're going to bring it to my house after you do Jessi's makeup and we're going to turn me into a man. And nobody will know that I just got this Dad Talk merch. Okay. She gets to my house. We put on the merch. Nobody knows what I'm being. I wanted it to be a complete surprise. I pick up Riley, which Riley did not give me the reaction I was anticipating. I was like, I look fucking good. Me and Peyton were freaking out. We're like, this is hilarious. Pedro couldn't even kiss me. He was like, you look like a dude. And I was like, I know. So I'm thinking, Riley, I'm going to pick her up. She's going to be like, oh my gosh, dying laughing. No, she was like, oh, your Dad Talk. I was like, boo you whore. That was not good enough of a reaction. Riley, if you're listening, way to let me down. But I still, I had high hopes for everyone else. So we get to the party. I walk in, when you first walk into any of the parties where they're filming, you have to sign a release form or whatever. I'm sitting there signing and Jace, Michaela's husband, is right there. And I'm like, sup, bro? And he's like, sup, has no idea who I am. No clue at all. He thinks I'm a legit man. He's like, sup, bro, Dad Talk. That's cool, buddy. And I was like, yeah, you know. And then I'm filling out the form and I start talking like a girl. And he's like, wait, what? And I was like, yeah, it's me. But he still didn't know who me was. He just realized that it was a girl, not a guy. And he was like, oh my gosh, whoa, that's crazy. Whoa, that's crazy. And I was like, okay, we got one. Let's see how many more we can get. So we walk into the party. Jordan sees me. He's like, Joe. And he had been telling Jessi that his friend named Joe was coming. And he was super excited for Jessi to meet Joe. And that Joe was a little touchy. Joe was a little handsy. And Jordan told me, he was like, I want you to go up to Jessi and kiss her on the lips. And I was like, okay, Joe will do it. So I walk in, Jordan sees me. He's like, let's go find Jessi. He grabs me. He's like, sup, Joe, I want you to meet Jessi. I kind of walk with my head down, like this. I was in character the whole night. Okay. I was just bopping. I was bopping around back and forth, giving some Justin Bieber swag, which so many of you said that I resembled Justin Bieber. Baby. Thank you. I don't think I do, but I'll take it. Anyways, he walks me over there. I kind of have my head down. I'm bopping like this. And I see her and I'm about to go in for a hug. And she looks at me and she's like, who is this? I'm going in for a kiss. And then right as I'm about to kiss her, she goes, no way. And she figures out it's me. So I couldn't kiss her. Sad day. I know. Would have been hilarious. Cameras were rolling. It would have been on video. Would have been amazing. But she didn't let it happen. She broke it off. She figured out it was me before I could even do anything. But she was dying laughing. So then we're like, okay, we need to go up to Dakota. Dakota's over there. Jordan and Jessi are like, Dakota, you got to meet Joe. I'm walking over there again, bopping, head down, bopping. And he's like, sup? And Jordan's like, yo, this is Joe. He dressed up as Dad Talk. He's going to be our newest member. Dakota's like, oh, hey, man, what's up? I give him the old grab and slap the back situation like a bro, like a sup, bro. Yeah. And he's like, sup? And you could tell he was confused because he was looking at me and he was like, should I know this person? Is this somebody that I know? I don't think this is a real dude, but I don't want to be rude. You could just see his brain moving. Okay. Everything was going around. He was like, who is this? Jordan's laughing. Jessi's laughing. I'm trying not to laugh. I'm trying to stay in character. And Jordan goes, do you not know who this is? And Dakota's like, And Jordan goes, it's Josie. And he's like, no way. And I was like, ding, ding. Another one. I got Layla pretty good. I got Mace pretty good. Chase didn't even know I was there. Okay. He asked Jessi at the end. He was like, did Josie ever come? Sup, bruh. Sup, brethren. Yeah, I was there. I was there the whole time. I was incognito. Is that the term? I was disguised the entire time. And it was amazing. It was amazing. I think I want to be a man every single year because the feeling of freedom, masculinity, it is just a glorious feeling. And I kind of want to feel like this every day. You know what I mean? But like, I don't, because I don't want to look like this every day. But just the freedom that you feel, like you can just get away with anything. You can really do whatever you want. So yeah, I think I might be dressing up as a man every year. Maybe I'll be slutty next year. I don't know. But I loved this for this year. And the party was great. Ate some Cafe Rio, ate some Thirst, ate a lot of food, honestly. And just kind of sat back and observed as everyone did their thing. Which some people thought I was dressed up as Dakota, which flattered. No, I'm Joe. I'm my own member of Dad Talk. I'm not trying to be anybody else. I am one of a kind. Okay. So yeah, because everyone was like, wait, who are you? Are you Dakota? No, I'm Joseph. I'm Joe. I'm me. This is me. This is a real. Wait, that's not the words. This is a real. This is me. I'm exactly who I'm supposed to be. Yeah. Oh, I just burped. See, a man would have just burped in the mic and not cared. But I was being a woman. I was being courteous. I moved my head and I burped and then I came back. See, and that's why being a man is just like so cool because you can just burp and then get it over with, you know? Where was I going with this? I can't focus with this itchy ass wig on my forehead. I wonder if I take the hat off, if that'll make it a little bit better because then it won't be. This wig is so good, by the way. I actually I ordered this. Sorry, we've been talking for 15 minutes straight about this costume, but I feel like it deserves it. I feel like, here, let's have Dad Talk show right there. I ordered this costume the night before. It was supposed to arrive at 8 a.m. the next day. Then I got a little notification that it wasn't going to be here until the following day. And I was like, no, I need it now. So I went to the Halloween store and I got a backup. And the backup sucked. The backup was horrible. And then I actually was podcasting with a podcast guest earlier that day when this got delivered, but I didn't know it got delivered. So I'm freaking out because I'm like, I'm going to wear this crappy wig with this crappy beard that looks so bad. Everyone's going to know it's fake. And then when I said goodbye to my podcast guest and they left the house, we saw the package and I was like, hell yes, it came. So the wig, the facial hair, all brought to you by Amazon. And it's so much better than the Halloween Spirit store crap that I bought because this wig looks pretty freaking legit and it fits really nice too. So if anybody needs a man wig, I'll drop the link and you can check it out. But yeah, that was Halloween. I really enjoyed myself. My kids are being blippy. Banks and Brooks are both being blippy. Bentley is being K-pop demon hunter. I don't know which one, the one with the pink hair. But can I just say that K-pop demon hunters, I don't like it. I don't like it, but I'm letting my kids watch it because it makes them happy. And maybe that makes me a bad parent because in my soul, deep in my soul, I'm like, this show is scary. Okay, this show is not for children. But Banks is obsessed with soda pop. I want soda pop. I'm like, okay, freak, we'll watch soda pop because that's the only thing that gets him to stop freaking out. But like, it's spooky. It is a spooky show. They're literally trying to kill demons. Okay. Like Bentley is not even 7 yet. And I'm just like, this show should not be on Netflix Kids. Like, it's creepy. It's creepy, but my kids love it. And I'm like, what does that say about my kids? What does that say about me? What does that say about all these children who are obsessed with K-pop demon hunters? All of the extremely Christian people listening to this right now are probably like, I'm letting in evil spirits into my house by letting my kids watch this show. I kind of agree. Like, I kind of feel icky about it, but I keep letting them watch it because I'm a pussy and my kids run this house. But the album slaps. The album is really good. We're going up, up. I don't know the words. I just kind of like hymn it. But does anybody actually know the words? It's like, we're going up, 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 na 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 na. Oh, up, 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 blah, 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 na 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 Da-na-na-na-na-na-na. Oh, not hiding. Now I'm shining. Oh, that was off. Like I'm supposed to be. Oh, no, I'm gonna be golden. Like gonna be golden. Like everything. You know it is so fine. He's so high. Super high. I don't know the words. But that's all it sounds like. And it's good. Like, it's my new pump up song. I listen to it when I'm at the gym. I'm like, yes, I like this. This is what's good. We don't need to be listening to rap. We don't need to be listening to Eminem. We just need to listen to Golden by K-pop Demon Hunters. You know, that's what Bentley's being. Brooks and Banks for Blippi. Pedro's nothing. Are we shocked? He should be Pedro Pascal. But here's the thing. What costume do I get to be Pedro Pascal? I should have looked into it. Next year, I'll take it a little more seriously. This year, I was just like, let's focus on dad talk right now. And honestly, it would have been funny if I was dad talk and then Pedro was mom talk. But again, this was so last minute. I didn't really think ahead. And Pedro's not a huge fan of dressing up. But next year, I'll force him. We'll do something next year. I'm not sure what, but we'll do something. I feel weird like crossing my legs because it's so not in character. Oh, I promise this is the last time I'm going to itch my forehead. Actually, I can't promise that. I actually can't promise that. But yeah, Halloween. What do you give out as Halloween candy? Because I grew up in a neighborhood that gave out, small candy, like the teeny tiny party size. And then my friends grew up in neighborhoods where they were giving out the king size. So obviously I would go trick-or-treating there. And I always thought like one day I want to be rich enough to be giving out king size candy bars. And now that I'm at the age where I'm buying my own Halloween candy to give out, I'm not buying full-size king candy bars. Are you freaking kidding me? These kids are getting so much candy. I want everyone to cut the candy that they're giving the children in half, okay? We don't need to be giving them all this candy. This is insane. This is insanity. We go trick-or-treating. There's so much candy. All of our children are going to be diabetic. It's craziness. So if you are the kind of family that gives out king-size candy bars, basically just to flex that you're rich and you can afford to give kids king-size candy bars, cut it out. Cut it out. You're killing our children. Give them a party-size Kit Kat because they're going to get 100 of them. Honestly, I really do appreciate it when parents, and I always thought this was so lame. Like when I was a kid and I'd go trick-or-treating and they weren't giving out candy, I wanted to be like, fuck you, okay? Where's my candy? But now as an adult, as a parent, I really appreciate the other parents who give out like coloring books or crayons. Toothbrushes are kind of fucked up though. Like I don't want a toothbrush. I don't want to give a toothbrush. I don't want to get a toothbrush. It seems kind of like what's the word? Passive aggressive. It's like, oh yeah, you're going to get all this candy. Well, my kids brush their teeth. Do yours? My husband's a dentist. We make a lot of money. We have toothbrushes. Like, I don't know. I'm not a huge fan of the toothbrush thing, but I do like the crayons, the coloring books, the snap bracelets. I think that's what I'm going to give out. I think I'm going to order some on Amazon. If so, I got to do it like today because Halloween is coming up, but I'm just overbuying candy. There's so much candy in my house after Halloween. It makes me want to throw up. Am I the Scrooge, the Grinch, mean? I don't know. But like, raise your hand if you're a mom and you're sick of all the candy. It's just too much candy. We don't need to be giving out king-size candy bars because you know what it really means? It means that you're trying to flex. You're trying to flex that you can afford king-size candy bars. Just admit it. Just admit it. You're healing your inner child by buying the candy bars that your family couldn't afford. Okay? Also, I think popcorn. I see some families give out popcorn. They have like a whole popcorn machine. That's cute. But just let me know what you're giving out for Halloween. I feel like we just need to slowly start giving less candy. Is that controversial? But now let's go back a little bit because I had the Cozy Earth brand trip. So fun. I was a +1. Love being a +1. I prefer it. Like, I prefer it. Just make me your +1, everybody, because I will make it a party. Flew in a day before, me and Aspen. That's when we recorded the episode. And then we drove to San Diego, got picked up in a party bus. If you are a Patreon member, you watched the vlog, which if you aren't a Patreon member, Rude. You're missing out. But we got picked up by a party bus, picked up Allie and Kate, drove to San Diego, and it was the biggest mansion I've ever seen in my life. It was huge. But the minute I stepped foot in this mansion, all I could think about, and I don't know what this says about me, but all I could think about was how many pornos have been filmed in this mansion, because it was giving porno vibes. Mirrors everywhere. Okay. It was a little creepy, not creepy, but just like icky. There was something icky. It was huge. It was sick, but it for sure has been in a couple pornos. For sure. I wouldn't know, but I just know, but it was fun because I knew everybody there. There's only 3 people I hadn't met in person before, and that was Latia, Sienna, and Melody. Latia, obviously, like, we have mutual friends, like I know her, but Melody and Sienna, I like had never talked to ever. So love them. Okay. Obsessed. Love them. They're the cutest ever. The first night we just like ate dinner and talked, and you know me, I have to dumpster deep dive anyone new in the group. Okay. I'm just asking Sienna and Melody every question you can think of. Where'd you grow up? Are you religious? What's your family background? Which I'm going to have them on the pod. We talked about it. I was like, I need to fly back and we need to do a real dumpster deep dive on the podcast, because their stories are so epic. Okay. And they've been through some shit. So I obviously need to dumpster deep dive them professionally on the pod, but we did like a little casual dumpster deep dive. And by the end of it, we were talking about religion. We were talking about our beliefs in God. We were talking about quite literally everything. And Allie was like, was it Allie or was it Sienna? Somebody was like, these conversations would not be happening if you weren't here, Josie. And I was like, slay. That's why I'm here. Okay. I don't know what other brand trips are like, because I've never been on one, but I turned this trip into girls camp. I was like, we are all going to be best friends, blood sisters after this. We are going to have the best fucking time. And that's why I think all brands should invite me on their brand trips. Okay. This is my pitch, because by the end of that trip, we were soul sisters. We had the best time. We did yoga one day. We got to go on a yacht, a boat. I don't know if it was a yacht or a boat. I'm pretty sure it was a yacht. That's when I sang the national anthem. And I just want to clear the air. I was stone cold sober when I sang that national anthem. Okay. Don't you forget it. I was out to idol, which some of you did not forget. Some of you knew. You're like, this isn't surprising that Jessi would do this. She was out to idol. Was it off key? Yes. Was it not great? Yes. But was it so iconic? Yes. Was everybody embarrassed on the boat? Yes. Which made it even better. Okay. But yeah, I was stone cold sober. I think I had 1 sip of champagne, just a little liquid encouragement. And the faces of Matta and Latia right next to me really just said it all. Like, the whole video is actually so cringy to watch in full, because everyone is like, what is she doing? But then you have like Sienna and Melody and Allie being like, yeah, like filming, cheering me on. And then like the people on the side of the boat that are sitting next to me are like, please, dear God, make her stop. It was so funny. And then by the end of the song, I had a whole crowd, not a whole crowd, that's exaggerating. I had 3 people on the, what's it called? The harbor, wherever you get onto the boat. They're sitting there, they're clapping. They had their hands on their chest. They were giving respect as I sang that national anthem. And it was a beautiful sight. And then the captain came out after and he's like, who's singing? Thank you. And I was like, you are welcome, sir. Let's do it again. No, but it was so much fun to go on the yacht and like hang out, eat food, chill. What else did we do? We went to the Cozy Earth store in San Diego. That's why they were having the brand trip, is because they opened a new store in Cozy Earth. A new store in San Diego, a new Cozy Earth store in San Diego. And Cozy Earth sheets are the best. Okay, they are. They've sponsored the podcast before. I'm not going to sit here and lie and say that I paid for the sheets. I did get the sheets for free, but you bet your sweet ass I will be buying more, because they are worth every single penny. They are so incredible. This is not an ad, okay? Wish it was. Pay me. I truly love Cozy Earth sheets. They're the best. Every single one of us had Cozy Earth sheets prior to this trip, and I'm just obsessed. And I do have a code, Weekly Trash. So slay. I don't know how much that gets you. I think it's like 40% off or like something crazy, but they are the best sheets ever. Obsessed. So we got to see the store. The store was super cute. What else did we do? Let me look here. We went to the spa. That's the other thing. Being an influencer is dope. I'm a podcaster becoming an influencer. I think that's the route I'm taking because there's way more perks being an influencer than there are a podcaster. I said it. It's the truth. So if you're debating, do I start a podcast or do I become an influencer? I'm not going to tell you what not to do, but I am going to tell you one of them gets way more perks. So keep that in mind. But we did the spa day and I got drunk. Yeah, I haven't been drunk in years. And it was like one champagne, another champagne, because it's like all free. Like I said, free shit. We love it. So I was like, yeah, I'll have a mimosa. Yeah, I'll have what else did I have? I don't even know what I had. It was some bubbly champagne drink with some peach in it. It was delicious. And I've never gotten a massage drunk before. Highly recommend. It was so relaxing. I fell asleep during the massage, okay? Which I don't know if that's worth it if you're paying for the massage, but again, didn't pay for it. Influencer perks, it was free. So it was okay that I fell asleep because I was like, yay, I get a nap and I get to be touched. Amazing. But it was so great. I don't remember much of it. The woman, Rosalina, was my masseuse. She was incredible. I also dumpster deep dived her while I was getting a massage up until the time that I fell asleep. She has 2 children. She is a grandmother. She's from Mexico. She has been working at that spa for several years now. Okay. I know everything about Rosalina. I love her if you're listening. I also vaguely remember, I'm actually remembering this right now. This is so embarrassing. I vaguely remember a lady in the locker room being like, oh, are you guys here for work? And I was like, yeah, they're all influencers. And she's like, oh, my daughter follows a ton of influencers. Let me see. And I was like, I literally took this lady's phone and I go through who she's following. Her daughter didn't follow anyone. How embarrassing is that? For her daughter, not for them. And I was like, okay, tell her to follow all these people. And then I sent her daughter a voice memo, I believe. I sent her daughter a voice memo telling her to listen to Weekly Trash. So if she's listening, hey, your mom was really cool. And we saw each other naked in the locker room. So love that. Yeah, no, now that I'm like talking about it, I think I was the most annoying +1 that's ever existed. Sorry, Aspen. Sang the national anthem, gave a random lady a voice memo to follow all of you and listen to my podcast. Put me in jail, actually. Put me in jail. Sorry, but I had the best time. It was so fun. So that was the Cozy Earth trip. And then I came home and it was Brooks's birthday. We had it at Kidstopia. And I don't know what I was thinking because I invited all the boys in his preschool class and a lot of them weren't RSVPing right away. And he made it very clear. Brooks had one wish for his birthday, and that was, I want a lot of presents. And I was like, okay, well then we need a lot of kids if we're going to have a lot of presents. So when I wasn't getting all the RSVPs, I just like went through my contact list and anyone who had a son, they got invited. Okay. You get to come. You get to come. You get to come. Everyone got to come. Ended up having 35 5-year-olds. It was madness. He got so many presents. I had to secretly take some and they are hiding in the basement right now. And I'm going to rewrap them for Christmas. And maybe I'm a shitty mom for doing that, but he does not need 25 remote control monster trucks. I was shocked because he didn't get 2 of anything. He got 1 of every single thing. Nobody brought the same thing as the other person. It was insane. I don't know how that's possible because there was 35 presents. So that was Brooks's birthday. And then yesterday was Pedro's birthday. They're a week apart, which it's really fun because Pedro and Brooks are a week apart, the 20th and the 27th. Me and Bentley are 1 day apart, January 2nd, January 3rd. So, and I will say like me and Bentley are very similar and Brooks and Pedro are very similar. And then Banks's birthday's in June. So he's our only kid that has a random month birthday. But anyways, me and Pedro went and celebrated his birthday last night. And there's a lot of perks to having a husband who doesn't do content creation. Okay. But one of the perks is that they don't need the newest iPhone. So Pedro had a phone upgrade for the new 17 Pro Max. And who'd he give it to on his birthday? Me. Yeah. I'm a princess. I'm a queen. I got the iPhone upgrade. It hasn't come yet though. I still have the 16 right now, but Pedro will take my 16 and I'll take his 17 Pro Max when it comes in the mail. It's back ordered. But I was like, oh my gosh, this is great. Like, this is why you don't want your husband to be posting content, because when they get a phone upgrade, they're going to give it to you. We love that. I will say, whenever it is Pedro's birthday, I'm reminded of how spoiled I am, because I need to do the things that he would usually do. I do, so that way he can have like a break, and because I want him to enjoy his birthday. And it was exhausting. Okay. I got up with the kids at the butt crack of dawn. Pedro's a morning person. I'm not. So for him, he's like, yeah, I'll get up with the kids. For me, it's awful. And I'm like, I was with the kids when they were newborns every 2 hours. You can take the kids when they're kids in the morning and like get them cereal and turn on a show for them. So it's fair. Okay. But I did it. I got up at 6:30. The last time I got up at 6:30 in the morning with the kids was actually not that long ago, because Pedro went on a golf trip. But before that, it was a long time. Like, that's his job. So I was doing that. And then I was like, wait, he does so much for me. Like, he gets my medications for me. He fills up my water for me. If I ask him to get something, if I need something, he goes and gets it. And like, I didn't ask him for anything because it was his birthday. I was doing everything by myself. And I was like, oh my gosh, I'm a princess. Like, I'm so spoiled. And it's only times like that where I realize how spoiled I truly am, because I had to do everything myself. So shout out Pedro. I hope you enjoyed your one day of rest and a break. You're so special and so amazing and the best dad and the best husband. And I love you so much. Now get back to work. Now go back to doing everything for me, because you're so amazing and I love you. And that was my week. That was the couple of weeks recaps. So that was my trash. I do leave for California on Monday because your girl's going to Disneyland. Yeah, without children. What? I'm a Disney adult. No, it's Maddie's 30th birthday. Well, it was Maddie's 30th birthday back in September, and we planned this trip, and the only time we could do it was November because we're all so busy. So I leave for Disneyland on Monday to go with Maddie and my friend Bree. We're going to have a good old time. So stay tuned for that content, because I've never been to Disneyland without children. And to be honest, I don't know how I feel about it, but that's what Maddie wanted to do for her 30th birthday. So we're going. Okay. But now we can take out pop culture TikTok trash. Before we do Trasher's Trash, I cannot wait to get out of this costume. Can I just say that? Oh my gosh. Okay. Pop culture TikTok trash. First, the Dancing with the Stars dedication dances. Now, I hate that I record these episodes on Tuesday, because that's the day the Dancing with the Stars comes out. So then you guys are all going to listen to this on Thursday, and you have already watched a whole new episode of Dancing with the Stars, and there'll already be new people gone, and it's going to be a completely different recap. So apologies, but I just need to say before I move on that the dedication dances were so precious and so good. Robert and Whitney made me cry. Whitney and Mark made me cry. And Alex Earl and Val, that one made me cry too. I loved that. I did get a question in Trasher's Trash asking, I need to take off this mustache because I'm actually, ow. Oh, that really, really hurt. Okay. Oh, that feels so good to take that off. Oh my gosh, I'm so glad I don't have a mustache. Whew. Okay. In Trasher's Trash, I did get asked if I thought Whitney was still going to win. Now, I do think Whitney has a very high chance of winning. I think top 3 is going to be Whitney, Robert, Alex Earl. I don't think Alex Earl's going to win. I think it's going to be between Whitney and Robert. Now, Whitney has an advantage, but also a disadvantage that not everybody else has on the show. And that is that she's on a reality show that's going to come out right before Dancing with the Stars ends. Now, we all know how in reality TV, people pick sides. There's like alliances and there's narratives being thrown online, and people love to like attack people. And so if her edit on Secret Lives of Mormon Wives gives people any reason to hate on her, that'll snowball online, and then that could affect the way people vote. Or the opposite. If her edit is so good and people are obsessed with her and they go online and they rave about Whitney, she'll get even more votes. So that's kind of the tricky thing for her is the show Secret Lives of Mormon Wives and Dancing with the Stars all ends and comes out at the same time. So that, again, could be an advantage or a disadvantage, depending on how the internet decides to take her edit, which I wish people would also remember that, like, here's the thing, if they do hate on Whitney for whatever her edit is, if it's good, if it's bad, I don't know, they're so stupid and they're a bunch of hypocrites because it's like back and forth, back and forth, back and forth. We love her, we hate her, we love her, we hate her. Just sit down. Okay, sit down. It's a reality TV show. It ain't that serious. Sorry to interrupt, but today's episode is brought to you by Poppy and Pout. Poppy and Pout knows lip care, okay? Every product is 100% natural, from their best-selling lip balms to their new overnight lip mask. And did you know that Poppy and Pout's lip scrub is a 2-time Allure Best of Beauty Award winner? Everything is made with 100% all-natural ingredients. No parabens, just clean, sustainable, eco-friendly formulas that actually work. Whether you want everyday moisture, a hint of color, or that deep overnight hydration, they've got everything your lips could possibly need. And if you're looking for a fun gift, it's Poppy and Pout. With so many nostalgic flavors, their lip balms are just like the grown-up version of those lip smackers you used to collect, except with all natural ingredients and eco-friendly packaging, which we love. Perfect for birthdays, holidays, or just a little pick-me-up, because it's truly for everybody. And I have a code just for listeners. You can use code 20JOSIE at checkout at poppyandpout.com and get 20% off your order. Let me know what you get and let me know how much you love it, because I know I love Poppy and Pout. They're my newest favorite lip product, and I know they'll be yours too. Thank you, Poppy and Pout, for sponsoring today's episode. Okay, besties, listen up. If you're ready for fall wardrobe, you need to check out Bohme. I'm not kidding, I'm obsessed. Their denim actually fits like a dream. Their dresses are perfect for literally any vibe. And the sweaters, don't even get me started. Cozy, cute, and so easy to style. Bohme just dropped their new arrivals, and it's giving main character energy for your fall fits. So dress them up for dinner, keep it casual for errands. These pieces do it all. And of course, I've got you. Use code TRASHER20 at bohme.com for 20% off. Go add everything to your cart now and thank me later, because these pieces won't be in stock for long. Again, that's TRASHER20 for 20% off at bohme.com. And thanks, Bohme, for sponsoring today's episode. So I hope that it doesn't affect her votes or whatever, but I could see it helping in a good way or in a bad way. I don't know, which is why I think there's a better chance of Robert winning, because there's nothing that's going to sway people's votes. Like, if they already love him, they love him. And if they aren't voting for him already, they're not going to vote for him. Like, does that make sense? So that's why I think there's a good chance that Robert wins, but I do think it'll be between Whitney and Robert. So, I mean, I will be voting for both, which I didn't know that, like, each couple gets 10 votes. So now you know, vote, 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 vote. But yeah, top 3 for sure is going to be Robert, Whitney, Alex. That's my prediction. Some more pop culture TikTok trash is there's a new season of Kardashians, and I have watched 1 episode. I really like it. I hope we see more Kylie this season than previous seasons. She's just so busy and she's like never around. Honestly, the whole show is basically Khloe and Kim. We did see more of Kourtney than I was expecting, but Kim and Khloe are who really just like carries the show on their back. It does look like we'll see a little bit of Kanye on this season, which is interesting. Things seem very intense and heavy and scary with him. She tries to protect the kids. The whole thing is just like really sad. So I'm interested to see how much of that we see. We do see like a little snippet where Kris and Kanye are fighting and he kind of like loses it. So curious to see how that all goes. But there's also like a part where Kim's saying there was a hit out on her and that someone was trying to kill her. Like, it looks very intense. So I'm excited to watch it. It looks good. Other things that are involving the Kardashians is Kylie's now going to be a singer. Apparently she has like music coming out, and then Kim's new show, All's Fair, which honestly looks fire. I'm really excited about it. But I've seen a lot of people say this, like, why are they trying to go into different parts of Hollywood? Like music, acting, podcasting. You're so rich. Just relax. Just enjoy being rich. Like, it's so crazy. They are so busy all the time. And in one of the interviews, Kim was like, my perfect day is just sitting and being at home with my kids and doing nothing. Bullshit. Bullshit. I call bullshit. That is not your dream day. Your dream day is probably doing a million things. Like you are a busybody, you are a workaholic to your core, and that's okay because I am too. But I do love sleep. I will say that. I could sleep all day. I really could. But like she doesn't want to chill and do nothing because if that was her dream day, she could do that every single day. She's a almost billionaire, okay? If your dream day is to sit around and do absolutely nothing, you could do that. You could do that every single day, but you don't. So I think you're lying. I think your dream day is being on a TV set and then going and being a model and then walking the Met Gala red carpet and then doing another photo shoot and then being on SNL and then writing a book and then getting your college degree and becoming a lawyer. Like I think that is your dream day, Kim. And that's okay. That's okay. We love that about you. Some other pop culture TikTok news is Keith Urban and Nicole Kidman are separated. They're getting divorced after 19 years of marriage. They have 2 kids together. Nicole has 4 kids. I always forget that she was married to Tom Cruise. Like, what? That was so crazy. But it's really sad. They were together for so long. They're both Australian. Everyone thought they were endgame. I guess he had a performance recently and he sang the song where it's like, take your cat, believe my sweater. We got nothing left to weather. Like that song is now literally what he's going through. And apparently he like tweaked the lyrics a little bit and he told the audience like, don't read into the song. It has nothing to do about my personal life. And it's like, well, then why'd you tweak the lyrics of the song about ending a relationship? Huh? But it is very sad. Apparently Nicole didn't want it. It was Keith. But then Nicole's the one who filed. So I wonder what their prenup situation is because they both have a lot of money. I feel like Nicole Kidman has more money than Keith Urban. Let's look it up. Nicole Kidman net worth. Except I don't feel like any of these are accurate, but let's see. Okay, Nicole Kidman's net worth is around $250 million. Keith Urban net worth. Yeah, $75 million. I knew it. Nicole Kidman's is way higher. So I wonder what that situation will be like. If Keith is the man I think he is, he's not going to take a penny. He's going to be like, girl, I'm a real man. I have a real job. I don't need your money. Thanks for the 19 years. Love you. Bye. That's what I would hope any man would do. But sometimes men suck. So I don't know. I really hope that like he hasn't turned into an asshole. Another couple that I'm really confused if they're together or not together is Chase Stokes and Kelsey Ballerini. What is going on? Because reportedly they called it off in September, but her birthday was in September and he made her a birthday post with all these pictures. Let me find the caption. He wrote her birthday post. Her birthday was September 12th. So last month. And said, although you keep saying you're not excited for 32, I'd say I'm looking forward to more of this. Happy birthday, my love. And then did a photo dump of like their life together. And I don't know. If they were to break it off in September, her birthday month, that's really sad. I don't like that. And so I feel like they're still together, but the internet is saying they're not together. And they haven't posted anything together. And he hasn't posted since October 14th. And let's see, she hasn't posted. Oh, wait. She posted October 18th. So they both haven't been super active on socials, but she did post a photo dump and Chase isn't in it. So I don't know what that means, but there's no way they're not together. Okay, she also did a photo dump end of September. Chase is not in that one either. That's not a good sign. That's not a good sign. It's a lot of like girls and friends. Ooh, maybe they aren't together. I don't know. Comment below. Do you think they're together? Do you think they're not together? There's no confirmation. But that means they would have broken up in her birthday month. That's so sad. That's so sad. Last thing in pop culture TikTok trash before we go to Trasher's Trash is it got announced that Taylor's docuseries on Disney Plus is coming out, all about Eras Tour. Comes out December 12th. December 12th, Christmas, basically. I wish they wouldn't have given us the sneak peek so early because I'm going to be thinking about when it comes out every single day because I am a crazy Swiftie freak. Okay, leave me alone. I'm in a cult. December is so far away to me. But also, I have to remember it's basically November. How did this happen? But December 12th is going to be the best day. I hope they release them all at the same time because I want to binge them. I am so excited to see this side of Taylor. We get to see Travis in it. We get to see the behind the scenes of her creating the life of a showgirl while also being on the Eras tour. We get to see the choreography, all of the behind the scenes. Like, I fucking eat that shit up. I love it. The Justin Bieber documentary is one of my favorite documentaries ever because like seeing the behind the scenes is the best. And Taylor has had behind the scenes like documentaries before, but this one just is going to be so freaking good because we get to see not only her professional career behind the scenes, but her love life with Travis and like getting her masters back. Like, so much happened during the time of them filming this docuseries that it's just going to be pure magic. I'm so excited. So all the fellow Swifties out there, should we do a watch party? Let me know because I'm going to binge it. But now it's time for Trasher's Trash. So let's get into it. Joe is going to give you his advice. Just kidding. I'm going to give you the advice, not Joe, because I cannot talk like a man. My man accent was really bad. It was like low-key Southern and then not. It was bad. So Josie's going to give you advice dressed up as Joe. Why am I talking in third person? I have a hard time getting horny, so before I get freaky with my husband, I watch girl-on-girl porn to get myself in the mood. IDK, why it just hits different. I love my husband and I think he's sexy though. Interesting. You should take the gay quiz. Okay. I should have Aspen send me the link. I took it. I was a 2. Did we say this on the episode? I can't remember. On me and Aspen's episode, I took the gay test. I was a 2. She took it. She was a 5. Okay. She's very gay. But in one of like the things, it was like, do you fantasize about women? Like, do you have women on women fantasies? I've never had woman on woman fantasies ever. And me, Aspen and Jane Doe were talking about it. And they're like, have you ever like watched girl on girl porn? And I was like, no, never. Like, I've never, ever been intrigued by it. I've never wanted to watch it. Like, it's never even crossed my mind. And they were like, oh, then you're like so straight. And I was like, wait, is that normal though? Like, I feel like they're like, oh, that's crazy. Everyone does. And I was like, I don't think everyone does. Like, I think it's actually not everyone. Like, I don't think that's like super normal to be watching like girl on girl porn if you're straight. I don't know. I'm not saying you're gay. I'm just saying you should take the quiz and see what it says. Obviously, you're attracted to your husband. You love your husband. You're not leaving your husband. But that is very interesting. Because as somebody who is very straight, I have never, ever wanted to look at that. And I do think that says a lot that like it gets you horny. I don't know. Maybe I'm speaking out of my ass, but I would look into that. It's not going to change anything though. Like if you take the quiz and you're a freaking 5 and who cares? But like, does your husband know? Does your husband know that you like girl on girl porn? I think you should talk to your husband about it. See what he says. Maybe if he's open to it, you guys can have like a threesome. Why is it so hard to make friends in your 30s? I had a solid group of 2 girls and they basically just kicked me out without any reason. I'm sad and I'm feeling alone. I'm so sorry. Making friends is really hard. Me and Lucy talked about this when she came on the podcast, how the best way to make friends is like read a room. Like, if people aren't giving you the energy back that you're giving them, they're not wanting to be friends, and like put your energy somewhere else. But that's really hard when you feel like everywhere you put your energy, it's not being met and you're just not having good luck with friends. I think putting yourself out there is a really scary thing to do, even if it's not romantic. Like putting yourself out there in friendships is scary, but that's also the only way you're going to make friends, just like how it's the only way you're going to make a romantic relationship with somebody. So if I were you, find people that you have similar humor with, whether it's online or in person, like people that you would genuinely want to be friends with, and then like shoot your shot, like send them funny DMs, comment funny things on their posts, like feel out the vibes. And if they're interested in being friends, like they'll match the energy. And if they're not, and that's their loss. Also, don't take it personally. I feel like when you're making friends in your 30s, you cannot take it personal because everyone has other things going on in their lives. And some people don't need new friends. Like they don't need new friends. They don't want new friends. Like they're good. Like their cup is full. They don't have enough room at their table to give everyone everything. So they're like, no, I'm good. I don't need any more. And that has nothing to do with you. So don't take it personally if like people aren't wanting to be your friends. But to the 2 friends that like randomly cut you out, that really sucks. And I'm really sorry. But I think in the long run, it's going to be okay because you're going to find even better friends and you're going to be like, wow, those friends never made me feel happy after. Like those friends never made me feel fulfilled or comfortable. So your friends will come eventually. You just got to put yourself out there. And then when friendships don't end up working out, like don't take it personal. This next Trasher's Trash submission kind of goes with the last one. Is it me? Is it just me, or is everyone going through a really tough time right now? All of a sudden, I feel like I have no friends, no motivation, and just zero happiness in my life right now. Help. Okay, so I actually saw a TikTok, which is ironic that I saw this on TikTok, but it was saying how your life doesn't suck. Your screen time is just high. You don't have an ugly house. Your screen time is just high. You don't need new friends. Your screen time is just too high. You aren't ugly. Your screen time is just too high. Like, and it's so true because we're constantly feeding our brain images and stories that aren't realistic or aren't 100% true. And it kind of mind fucks with you and makes you think that your life isn't good enough and that you don't have enough and that the people in your life don't love you enough. And it really messes with you. And when you take all of that away, all the things that you see online, would you still feel that way? Probably not. So if you're feeling like this person, which I felt like that before, which is why I think it was last season where I was like, I need to get off social media. I'm taking a break. And I took that, what was it? A weekend off? Oh, so dramatic. But it was like a lot because we're all addicted to our phones. I think it's important to take those breaks and be like, okay, I'm feeling really shitty about my life. Nothing is bringing me joy. I have no motivation. That is when you have to take a step back and realize, is it the content that you're consuming that's making you feel that way? Take a couple of days off. Do you still feel like that when you're not constantly comparing your life and your friendships and your relationships and your financial status and your face and your clothes and your body and all the things with someone else, someone who's only showing highlights of their lives? So I do think it's not just you though. Like I think a lot of people are feeling that right now. Because I think social media and the consumption of content is at an all-time high, which is why I've seen a lot of people post about the brick. I got an ad that was fed to me a while ago. And then a little bit after that, I saw Jessi post about it. And now I feel like I've seen a ton of influencers post about the brick, which I'm really intrigued and kind of want to try it because you literally brick your phone. My sister-in-law actually has it and she swears by it. You brick your phone when you want to concentrate on things that aren't content. So like no TikTok, no Instagram, no Facebook. Who the fuck uses Facebook? But like, I don't know, maybe you're 50 and you brick your phone so you can't access it while it's bricked. And then you like go about your day, you leave your house, you leave the brick at your house. And then when you get back home and it's time for you to like get your screen time, you unbrick your phone and then you can watch that kind of content. And I think that would be a really good thing for maybe you and anyone else who is struggling to try if you don't feel like you have the willpower to do it yourself, which is so sad and scary that some of us don't have that willpower and like we literally need to brick our phones. We need to be locked out of our Instagram and our TikTok to not open it. But it has just become like a habit. Even when I like took my break and I deleted them off my home screen, I would still like try to go to the app. Like it's not healthy. So if you are feeling like you have no friends, no motivation, zero happiness, your screen time's too high. Your screen time is too high. I'm coming to Utah on Thursday. Where must I eat and what must I do? Okay. I feel like I'm not the right person to ask because I'm a creature of habit and I go to the same restaurants and I do the exact same things. So I'm boring because I honestly don't do anything. Me doing something is me going to get sushi and then yapping with my friends. Like I don't really do activities. I don't go on hikes. I don't ski. I don't do any of the things that like Utahns are supposed to do because we have the prettiest mountains. I don't enjoy them or embrace them whatsoever. So I may not be the best person to ask when it comes to things to do. I think going to Park City is really fun. Walking Main Street, there's really cute stores. There's really cute food places. Go to Java Cow. It's an ice cream place. Get the coffee ice cream. It is so freaking good. Okay. Then obviously I'm going to recommend Tsunami Sushi. It's the best. I'm going to say my sushi order, get a pen and paper because I get asked all the time what my sushi order is. And this is it. A Sunshine, a Coco Cabana, a Don Juan, a side of jalapeno teriyaki and DTH sauce. If I'm extra hungry, I will also get a executive suite, and a fire breathing dragon is also really good, and a PD. Okay. Those are the other three I like. If you are pregnant, okay, get the DTH. No. The hot mamba. Get the hot mamba and substitute the tofu for shrimp tempura because tofu caca to me personally. And again, the sauces are jalapeno teriyaki, DTH sauce. And then after you get that, you're going to order the coconut glory. It is fried banana with homemade vanilla ice cream with coconut and caramel chocolate drizzle. Mwah! Chef's kiss. So that's food wise. Also, Blue Iguana's really good. They have really good moles. Is that what it's called? Moles, like the sauce. I always get the enchiladas rusas. I think it's how it's pronounced. Same with Red Iguana. Red Iguana also has enchiladas rusas. That's really good. They are not family members. Red Iguana and Blue Iguana, they're actually enemies. So I've heard, but they're both delicious. What else could you eat and do? I think you obviously have to go to a soda shop of some sort. I like Thirst snacks better because I'm not a soda drinker. So I would recommend Thirst. What else? What else could you do? I think you should drive around Daybreak, the neighborhood, because it's like a utopia. It's the most interesting neighborhood. Everything is like picture perfect. It looks like something out of a freaking storybook. There's cute little shops and restaurants around there too. Sometimes they have like food trucks. You could look and see when the food truck nights are, and you could go do a food truck night in Daybreak. I don't know. I'm really boring. I literally just stay at home and eat. So I'm not the person to ask. I am so single, it's crazy. Like, why is there no man who isn't decent looking with a decent personality anywhere in the state of Utah? I am a junior in college and I just want to have a boyfriend and get married, but I am losing hope. Okay. 2 things. First, you don't need to get married. I know you want to get married. I know you're so excited and you're thinking about it, but like, go live your life. Don't wait for no man. Okay. Travel. Find things you're passionate about. Truly love yourself. And when it happens, it'll come to you and you'll be like, oh my gosh, perfect timing. Okay. Do not pause your life or do things because you're like, well, I want to get married. Oh, well, I want to wait for the guy. Like, the guy will come when it's right. Go live your life. Go do things. Second, I think Utah has the worst picks of men possible. Sorry, but it's true. Because I don't know if it's a culture thing or what, but the amount of men who claim to be good Mormons, in quotations, good Mormons, and they're like, I want to marry a girl. I want to take her to the temple. They're returned missionaries. They act all high and mighty. And then the minute they go on a date with a girl, they're trying to finger her. What? No. 2 + 2 is not equaling 4 here. Like, you're saying one thing and then you're doing the complete opposite. And they're all a bunch of fuckboys who then hide behind this like patriarchy of we're these good Mormon guys with good values, but they're actually trash. But then women are like, but he's Mormon, and they like cover up his shitty qualities. And they're like, but he's a good Mormon. Sorry. He's not a good Mormon, and he's also not a good guy. And I see so many women get caught up in that because they want to marry somebody with the same beliefs as them, which I think is so valid. Like, I'm not saying all Mormon boys here are like that, but I would say a very high majority are. And I think majority of single girls listening can agree, my sister included, that men hide behind the title Mormon and they get away with so much shit. Where if they weren't Mormon and the girl was dating them, she would say bye-bye because she'd be like, you treat me like shit. We don't have the same morals and you don't even believe in what I believe in. So why would I date you? But because they're Mormon, they get this like free pass to be, I don't know, horrible. It actually makes no sense. So if you're in that category where you're looking for a good Mormon man, I'm sorry, because it's rough out there. And there is a lot of catfish men who pretend to be something they're not, which is why I get really nervous with Taylor Freaky Paul's season of The Bachelor, because I know they've picked a couple of men from Utah who are, in quotations, Mormon. And I'm like, did you interview their past girlfriends? Have you looked at their track record? Like, I don't know. The pickings are slim here. Okay. And I understand wanting to marry someone with the same religious opinions as you. 1,000%. If that's important to you, that's so valid and so important. But just beware and be cautious that just because they say that they're Mormon and they're a returned missionary, they also need to treat you good. They also should respect your boundaries. They also shouldn't be trying to fuck you on the third date. And they also shouldn't make you feel guilty and gaslight you when they're also the problem. So I'm very passionate about this because I hear the guys that my sister has dated and the guys that my cousins are dating. I'm just like, ew. They're all gross. And they're all saying they're Mormon. I don't know. It's weird. I don't like it. So I hope that you get better dates coming soon, but go live your life. Go travel. Go find your career. Go be happy and love your life and love yourself. And the good guy will come when he's supposed to come. Okay? Okay. I've known my boyfriend has had a ring for over a year. I have no idea what it looks like and still want to be surprised. I'm starting to get so antsy. I've also been hinting at wanting to be engaged. He has no idea I know and would be devastated if he knew I found out. SOS. A year? He's had a ring for a year? Why hasn't he asked yet? That's a long time. That's also so scary to buy a wedding ring and just keep it for a year. Like, what if you broke up with him? What if he lost it? Like, that is a really long time to keep a ring. I feel like the max amount of time that you should keep an engagement ring is like 4 months tops. A year is a long time. But yeah, he probably would be upset if he knew that you saw it. I actually saw my wedding ring before Pedro bought it, which I think I told him this. He probably wouldn't even remember if I did because he has really bad memory. But I've told the story a lot of times how like we went to a wedding ring shop as a joke. I picked out a ring that I loved as a joke because like we were not getting married. And then we like fell in love, whatever. And then he ended up actually buying that ring when I didn't know he had bought that ring. Anyways, I had seen his phone and the jeweler had sent a picture of the ring with the diamond in it because we only saw the setting without the diamond. And I was like, oh my gosh, I was not supposed to see that message. And so right then I knew like, oh my gosh, he's buying a ring and like he wants to marry me. And that like freaked me out. I started getting really anxious and I'm like, oh my gosh, should we break up? Obviously we didn't break up because we're married now and we live happily ever after. But he only had the ring for like 3 months and I was losing my mind. Every single day that I wasn't engaged, I was like, so are you ever going to propose to me? Like, do you want to get married or not? Like, I was such a bitch. So I can't imagine knowing about it for a year. That is a very long time. I don't know what you do at this point because if he's had it for a year and he still hasn't proposed, I think you just need to sit down and be like, hey, are we getting married? Do you want to get married? You don't have to tell him you saw the ring because like that probably would break his heart. I hate keeping secrets though. So like that sucks, but it would break him. But like, how did you see the ring? Did you find it? Did you just stumble across it? If you were seeking it out, naughty. If it was an accident, I feel like you can tell him. But if you were like searching his underwear drawer, trying to find a ring and then you found it, like sneaky, not very good. Santa's watching. But if it was just like, oh my gosh, I didn't mean to and I saw it, I think you could tell him and just be like, hey, I'm ready for this next step if you are. But a year is such a long time. Wow. Let me know how it goes if you talk to him. Today's episode is also brought to you by Betty's. Okay, mamas, listen up because I have a life hack for you. Are you tired of fighting your kids to make their beds? Say hello to Betty's, okay? The unique design lets your kids make their bed with just a zip. I would know because I have one for Bentley and I have one for Brooks, and you sure as heck bet I'm going to get one for Banks when he has a big boy bed because it has made my life so much easier. They have a patented bedding that includes everything you need: fitted sheet, top sheet, and comforter in one seamless piece that zips together. My kids love feeling accomplished, and your kids will love it too when they can make their bed all by themselves every single day. Make your mornings easier and visit bettys.com. That's BEDDYS.com Dadtok'S.com, and you can use code TRASH for 25% off your order. They are great for hard to make beds like bunk beds, RVs, etc., or for anyone that just wants better habits, because the day is better when you start it making your bed. So discover the joy of hassle-free mornings and the satisfaction of independence for your kids with Betty's Revolution Betty Solution. Again, that's Bettys.com. Use code TRASH for 25% off your order. And thank you, Betty's, for sponsoring today's episode. My husband and I are really struggling in our marriage right now. We are 2 years in and it feels impossible to fix things right now, but he won't go to therapy. Do you have any advice? So I've talked a lot about how our first year was hard, and obviously we got through it and it's the best it's ever been. And we're almost been married for 10 years, which is crazy. But marriage definitely like goes like this. Sometimes like things are really good. Sometimes things are really hard. It's never supposed to be like so drastic where you're like I hate the term where it's like, but when it's good, it's good. I'm like, when it's good, that means it's bad, because that's a crazy term to use when you're in a marriage. Like, no, it should always be like steady, but then obviously sometimes we'll be a little bit happier than others, but it should never be bad. It should never be like, when it's good, it's good. And when it's bad, it's bad. Like, no, it should just be like steady. And then some days are hard and then other days you're really happy. Like, it should be pretty steady. So if it's not really steady and like your bads are really bad, yeah, therapy is probably the best solution. And it pisses me off so bad when men are in marriages that aren't healthy and they're not good, and the wife is fighting for the marriage, being like, I want this to work. Can we go to therapy? Like, that's like the one thing that you think could help. And the husband goes, no, I'm not doing that. Why? Is it pride? Is it because you know that you're going to get called out for shitty behavior? Is it because you don't care about the marriage? Like, I think that is just like the shittiest thing to do when your wife is trying to make a marriage work and she's looking at this like, if we don't get therapy, like, we're not going to make it. And they're like, oh, well, I'm not going. Like, fuck you. Like, that's insane. And luckily I've never had to deal with that, but I know people in my life who have, and their husbands are so stingy and weird about therapy, but their marriages are horrible. And they're like, this is my last resort. Like, do you think I want to go to therapy? Do you think I want to tell a stranger my issues and sit in a room with you and cry and sob and bring up all our old issues and problems to the surface? No, but I literally hate you right now and I want to be married to you. So can we work on this? Can we figure it out? So I'm really sorry that that's what's happening right now, because that's you trying. And for a marriage to work, both people need to try. Me and Pedro's marriage never would have gotten to where it is now if it wasn't equal, that both of us were trying, both of us were putting in work, both of us were putting in sacrifices and wanting the best for each other. It has to be equal. So my advice to you would be, go to therapy by yourself, get professional advice, because again, I didn't even go to college. So maybe don't take my advice, but go to a therapist, have a therapy session, voice how you're feeling, tell her your side of the story, your situation, and maybe they can help you, A, get him there, or B, help you figure out what your next step is, because you shouldn't be miserable. And you should have a husband that's willing to fight for your marriage and work on the marriage. And if therapy is like the last resort, they should be on a one-way ticket to therapy because they want to stay with you. And it'll always be so mind-boggling to me when men won't do that. I do not understand it. Like, it makes me freaking so angry, because the amount of people in my life who have been in this exact situation, and it's such a simple solution. Just go to therapy with her. Just go and talk about your feelings and see if it helps. What's the worst that's going to happen? You get an insurance bill, but you stay married. Like, isn't that the end result? I don't know. Go to therapy, see what the therapist says. I'm so sorry you're going through that, but just know if he's willing to put in the work and the effort, it can change, it can get better, but he has to want that too. Being postpartum is the fucking worst. And I'm so tired of everyone saying, wow, you're doing so great postpartum. No, I'm not. You just don't actually care to ask how I'm doing. I'm miserable and mood swinging and feel fat and ugly, and all my friends are skinny and cute. Did I write this in 2 years ago? Like, this is me. This was me. I hate postpartum. I hate the emotions. I hate being tired. I hate not feeling myself. Postpartum is really, really hard. I think when it gets to this point where you do feel so miserable and you're just so pissy all the time, that is when it's important to talk to your doctor, because there may be some postpartum depression, some postpartum rage that's abnormal. Like there's like the average, like normal, baby blues, being a little sad, like every woman being self-conscious of their body, hormones, all that. But then there's a level deeper where it gets to a point where you're like, oh, something's wrong because I'm never happy. I'm always angry. I hate myself and I'm not enough. And I hate everyone around me. Like that's not normal to feel that all the time. And so if that's where you feel like you're at, I would recommend talking to your doctor and definitely having an open dialogue conversation with your partner, husband, boyfriend, whoever the baby daddy is, about how you're feeling, because that's not normal to feel that all the time. And especially like it depends like how far postpartum you are. Like, is it been weeks? Because I feel like the first few weeks are the hardest. But if it's been months and you're feeling like this, I think it's definitely important to talk to somebody, because you're not alone and you shouldn't be feeling like this all the time. But this is how I felt. So I get it. And I said this before, I'll say it again, medication saved my life. So look into it. I've wanted to be a stay-at-home mom my whole life, and now that I am one, I'm the most depressed I've ever been. I don't want to be here. I'm so sad 24/7, get easily angry. I don't know what to do, but also getting a job isn't an option because my husband's job. Any advice with this / motherhood? Okay, again, I want to start out with the obvious. I think you should talk to a doctor if you don't want to be here. That's a very serious feeling that I have felt many times. It's scary. And it's really dark and hard. So you definitely want to talk to somebody about it. But on the concept of like wanting to be a stay-at-home mom, and then you finally become a stay-at-home mom and you're like, wait, this isn't all what I thought it was going to be. This is actually not fulfilling me. I think women feel like they can't say that. So a lot of the times I feel like we're getting better with society, like being able to be like, no, I actually like being a working mom. And then you don't feel less than because you're a working mom, which is nice. But I still think there's that internal guilt when you're a working mom, thinking like, I should want to be a mom full time. I should want to be with my kids all the time. Now, as somebody who's done both, I'm now a working mom and I was a stay-at-home mom in the beginning. I actually was having this conversation with Pedro just last weekend because I feel like motherhood was everything to me. It fulfilled me. It was amazing. And then after my miscarriage, I was like, I need something more. And then that's when I started the podcast. And now I'm like a full-time working mom. I work Monday through Thursday, and then I'm a mom Friday through Sunday, full-time, and then full-time. So like, I'm not with my kids nearly as much as I was before, but I'm a lot happier doing this. And then that makes me feel guilty because I'm like, oh my gosh, no, like I want to be loving being a mom. The things about motherhood that I don't like isn't really motherhood. It's the cooking, the cleaning, the organization, all of like the hard stuff that comes with being a housemaker and a housekeeper and a house organizer. It's not really like the motherhood aspect. And so I think right now you're getting caught up in the fact that like you don't like being a mom because you don't like all the house tasks. But I think deep down, and maybe I'm wrong, but I think majority of women would say that they love being a mom. They love having children. They love their kids. They just don't like the things that go with it. And that's okay, because being a homemaker is hard, on top of having a relationship with your kids and not being, overstimulated and being nice all the time and gentle parenting and all of those things on top of trying to be a homemaker and keeping the house clean and doing the laundry. Like that is hard. And I think it is very rare to find a woman who loves both of those things, who enjoys 100% cooking, cleaning, and being a good mom. Like that is amazing and such a strength that like I don't have. And the more that I've like leaned into like being a working mom and realizing I actually find more fulfillment in working and having a relationship with my kids than cooking and cleaning and doing laundry and having a relationship with my kids, the more I feel more content in like who I am. But it is like a mind trip because you think you're supposed to like something and then you don't. So your feelings of like wanting something so bad. And then once you have it, you're like, wait, this is actually harder than I thought. And like not what I wanted. Don't get so caught up in the fact that you think that's motherhood, because it's not the motherhood. It's the housemaking and all the things that come with running a household. And then that just like makes you irritable and frustrated. And that's why you get angry easily. Now, in your situation where you're saying like you can't get another job because your husband's job, find a hobby like I did. Like podcasting was my hobby. When my kids went to bed at night, that's when I would podcast. And it slowly did become my career, but it didn't start like that. It was something for me. It was something to like give me a creative outlet, have fun, something to look forward to that wasn't a chore like vacuuming, cleaning, dishes, dinner, carpool, like all those things. And it was my saving grace. Like podcasting like really saved me from like a dark time. And so whether it's sewing, fitness, podcasting, influencing, content creating, maybe you do love to cook. Maybe you want to bake. Maybe you want to start making cakes. Like finding something that is a hobby that you enjoy and make time for that. No matter what the day's like, what you're doing, make time for that. And I think that'll be able to keep you sane, because this is probably just a time in your life where things are chaotic. Your kids are probably really young. It's probably really overstimulating. Like find something to hold on to for yourself. And then who knows, maybe that thing could become a career. Maybe you could get to a point where it does make money and you can, have help around the house and it won't all be on you. And I think telling your husband too, like, hey, I do need help, because the tasks of a home shouldn't just land on a mother. And that's why we assume that motherhood is all these things. It's a partnership. Your husband should also be helping around the house. Your husband should also be helping with the kids. Yes, he has work, but you do too. Like you have a life too. So talk to your husband about equal partnership and getting help around the house, especially because you feel like you don't want to be here anymore. Like that's dark. He needs to know that. A medical professional needs to know that. And you need to have something for you that makes you excited. But I'm really sorry that you feel this way. And no, you're not alone, but it can get better. It will get better. And I love you. Okay, last one. A few years ago, when I would spend a lot of money on necessary groceries, my husband would get mad because we were struggling with money. Now we are doing great, but it still stresses me out when I spend money. So I've started having sex with him every time I spend a lot of money so he doesn't get mad. Okay. I grew up in a home where after we went shopping, and if dad was home, we would hide the shopping bags so he wouldn't see them. I think I've talked about this before, but it's very toxic. It's a very toxic household to grow up in, where like the man is kind of financially abusive. Not saying your husband is financially abusive or anything, but like that's kind of how I felt as a kid, and also growing up and now looking back at that relationship that my parents had with money. I'm like, oh, that was not healthy. That was not normal. Like you shouldn't be hiding spending money from your spouse. Like that's weird. In this case, you're not hiding it, but like to protect their emotions, you're giving them sex. And I hope that you actually want the sex. Like if you actually want the sex, then that's fine. But to strictly be having sex to make it so they're not mad at you, I feel like is a very slippery slope and not healthy. You should want to have sex because you want to have sex, not because you spent money and you don't want to get in trouble. That's not normal. I think it's also probably like a psychological thing where like, even though like your husband might not even get mad at you now for spending money, but you're just so scared of like how he reacted in the past that like you're trying to avoid that. And maybe I think you give him the benefit of the doubt and like you don't have sex with him and like see how he reacts, because you never want sex to feel like a chore. You never want sex to feel like a bargaining tool or something you can hold above their head, or something that is like you have it in your back pocket when you need to use it. Like sex should be enjoyable. It should be fun. It should be equal in the way you both want it. Like it shouldn't be like that. And so I think if you're doing this often, like if it's like a thing that you do every day, every week, where it's like, oh, I bought groceries and I bought too many cereals, like I need to fuck my husband, like that's not healthy. And you don't ever want to be in that mindset. So I would recommend, again, didn't go to college, not a therapist, but if I was in the situation where I felt like money was being held over my head, or I felt really guilty when I spent money and I just didn't want my husband to overreact, and so I was having sex with him to cover up that and make him not so angry, I would not have sex with him after spending money just to see what happened. And then if you notice a pattern where like he's still getting angry when you spend money, take a minute, look at like, okay, what am I spending money on? Am I spending money on outrageous things? Like, am I being irresponsible? If I'm being irresponsible, I'm going to tone it in. I'm also going to tell him like, you can't talk to me like that. You can't treat me like that. I will do better, but like, I'm not your kid. I'm your partner. And I'm going to focus on like being better with money. If you're not buying things irresponsibly and you're just spending money on daily life things that you need, like necessary items, and he got mad at you, that's when you need to have the talk of like, this isn't appropriate. This is normal. Like, these are things we need. And you can't be talking to me like that and holding things over my head like this. Like, that's not good. So that's my advice. But I just want to like really hone in on the fact that sex should be fun. Everyone listening to this, sex should be fun. It shouldn't be something you use to negotiate. It shouldn't be something you do because you feel guilty. I just don't want any woman to get in the habit of doing things sexually because they feel like they have to, because that's not right and that's not normal and you shouldn't feel like that. But also I know there's a lot of women that are in your same situation. So hopefully if you guys are all listening to this, you'll remember that it's not normal for your husband to get mad at you when you spend money on things that are reasonable. Okay? That is financial abuse. Call it what it is. That's the other thing. I feel like a lot of women try to tone down abuse, whether it's emotional, financial, physical. I see it with people I know. I hear it from people who sit here and I interview them. They try to downplay it. And it's like, call it what it is, because it's not okay. And I'm not saying that's what your husband does. This is like aside from that, just like women listening to this who maybe are in situations where they go, is that normal? Is that weird? And then they get gaslit into thinking like they're being crazy. You're not being crazy. You're being abused emotionally, financially, physically. Stand up for yourself. You deserve more. And I don't know why I feel the need to talk about this, because this isn't even like really what the question was, but I feel called right now to say this because I know there are so many women who are in marriages and relationships with men that treat them like shit. And I'm so over it. And I said this to Pedro the other day. I said, I have never seen a woman who left a bad marriage and not glow up. The divorce glow up is so real. I'm not saying everyone needs a divorce, but if you are being abused at all, you can survive it. You can find better. You can be happy by yourself. You don't deserve to be treated that way. You will thrive when you don't have a man weighing you down, holding you back, and mentally, physically hurting you. Okay? And I know that it's hard to take this seriously if you're watching on YouTube because I'm dressed like a literal man, but Joe and Josie want you to know that you are worth so much. You deserve love. You deserve kindness. You deserve someone who treats you like a princess. As someone who is treated like a princess, and I wasn't always, like I said, me and Pedro have had our issues. As someone who is on the other side and I'm like, I am treated so well. I am in such a loving, healthy marriage. And I see women who aren't, it breaks my heart. So please know your worth, know what you deserve. I love you. And that's it for Trasher's Trash. That ended on a very interesting note. I didn't know which way that was going, but it ended up going very deep. So Apologies. But that is it for Trash is Trash. I hope you guys have the best Halloween. Stay safe out there. Don't give out toothbrushes, but don't give out shitty, massive candy bars, okay? We're not trying to give our kids diabetes. See good, do good, and don't forget to take out your trash. Love you. Bye, guys.